Today I'm going to show you guys how I make my hamburger steaks and homemade gravy. I've got about 2.5 pounds of hamburger meat here. I've already got salt and pepper in it. I'm going to season it with onion powder heavily. I love onion powder in hamburger meat. It brings the flavor out. The only other seasoning you will need is some garlic powder, and then I'm going to put a tablespoon of real minced garlic in it also. And I'm going to mix all this hamburger meat together and make hamburger patties and drop them into my hot pan and fry them up. Form all of your meat into little patties, the size that you prefer, until it's all gone. Over the summer months, my sister blanched this corn and it's been in the freezer. Corn on the cob. I'm going to drop it in some boiling water. I have some butter in here, and I'm going to add some Cajun seasoning, crab oil, to make them a little spicy. If you've never made corn this way, with the crawfish, shrimp, and crab boil, then you don't know what you're missing. It's some good stuff. Once your hamburgers are done, pull them up. And since I'm doing more than a pound, I'm going to have to cook 2 pans. My mom used to make this meal for us growing up. My whole life, I would come home from school every week, and she'd have this made up with homemade hamburger gravy, which is some of the best homemade gravy there is. It's so good. I smell that corn a-boiling. That stuff smells good. I always take a little bit of flour, and I do top the tops of the hamburgers while they cook, because I believe that it helps with the gravy. I was going to make homemade mashed potatoes and gravy, but I was out of potatoes. So I'm going to make the gravy and put it over the rice instead. This is white rice that I have made. You want to hold on to your flour because that's what we're going to make the gravy with. Alright, now our hamburgers are ready to flip. You're going to cook these just like you would any hamburger in a pan. Our corn should be done also. Okay, so our corn is done boiling. I'm going to strain it and then put it back into the pot. Add a little butter and some slap your mama. Okay, so our hamburgers are ready to pull up and it's time to make gravy. Look at all that goodness. Alright, it's time to make our gravy. The flour from earlier, you're going to take, and the normal ratio for gravy is 1 tablespoon of flour to 1 tablespoon of oil, butter, or grease, whatever. Since I'm using my hamburger grease, I have not measured, but that's okay. You want to drop enough flour in to soak the grease up so your gravy's not oily. Once you get the amount of flour you believe you'll need in, you'll want to whisk this in to your grease from your hamburgers. Alright, so it still looks a little oily to me, so I'm going to add just a little more flour. You want to leave all of the hamburger drippings and everything into the pan. You don't want to get rid of none of that. That's the good stuff. Okay, so just a little more flour for me. It's messy. I'm sure you could find another way to do it, but not me. I'm just a messy, messy cook. Okay, so I'm going to season this with some salt. You're going to need more salt than you believe. The flour does soak that up. Some pepper. I use a lot of black pepper. And some onion powder. I also use a lot of onion powder. And some garlic powder. And then you're going to need a big cup of water. You are going to want to cook the flour mixture, oil and flour mixture down until you get the desired color you would like your gravy to be. I like a dark brown gravy with my hamburgers, so I'll cook this down for approximately 3 to 4 minutes, and then I'll add water. And then we'll have homemade gravy. Got me a big cup of water. The idea here is to put the water into the flour oil mixture slowly and not to put too much because it will be too runny. So we'll slowly whisk it into it. Okay, and you will need probably a full cup. You can always add more, you can't add less. Okay, so that needs a little more. Alright, still a little more. Alright, so I'm going to need the whole cup. I don't know how big this cup is, but it's quite large. Gravy takes a whole lot of water to make. I'm going to let this cook on a low simmer for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to drop my hamburger patties into it once the gravy is done. Okay, so I just tasted the gravy, and it is going to need a little more salt. But other than that, it's perfect. My gravy smells so good and tastes so good right now. I just wish you guys could taste this. So I'm going to just drop my hamburger patties down into the gravy, and then we'll be ready to eat. It's done, y'all. Show him your plate.
Voila!
He's not that hungry today.
I'll eat more.
You'll eat more, I know. The whole pan will be gone by this evening. I made my best friend a plate. She's right here. Thank you, Sylvia. You're so good to me. Oh, you're welcome, Sean. I love you. I love you too.